Fabulous humans, call me Balo here. Welcome to the channel. I did a video a couple days ago that is doing pretty well of myself reacting to sovereign citizens posting their L's rather shamelessly online. They do that all the time. Now, this lady that I'm about to feature, she obtained a body cam video of her arrest, which you have the right to do. And that's why the body cams are there, for transparency purposes. She posted it on her Facebook. Well, probably that too. She's kind of a Karen anyway. She posted it on her YouTube. So technically, even though it's the officer's body cam, it's still her L that she posted. Oh my gosh, these people, they have no shame whatsoever. Shame plus stupidity is like ammonia and bleach. They should never mix. It's toxic. Let's roll tape, shall we? This is a video I haven't seen before, so it's gonna be my first time seeing this in this video. Out of Myrtle Creek, Oregon, this lady gets pulled over, and we'll see what happens. This could be bad, this could be good, depending on how you take it.
Yeah.
I have the firearm now. So essentially, approached. I noticed she had the firearm on her hip. Not a big deal. I asked her if it was a firearm that she'd point at it or tell me instead of reaching it. She reached for it. Anyway, I asked her to put her hands on her head so I could remove it from her and take it back to my vehicle to secure it during the rest of the stop. She's mildly argumentative. She refused to.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that during a traffic stop. Just saying. What you do during a traffic stop is first thing you tell the officers, hey, I'm a concealed carry holder, and tell them where your weapon is. Don't reach for anything. Do not do that. Not a smart decision.
That we ended up coming to a compromise. She let me take it off her and unload it. So it's been a bit of a confrontation. I've asked her for a license multiple times. She said she wouldn't give it until you got here, so that's where we're at. So can I have your license?
Because I don't want to repeat myself.
Okay, can I have your license, please?
Okay, just real quick, ma'am, just so you know, my name is Chief Brewster. Let you know I got my camera going too, so it is recording, okay?
Okay? I've got my camera recording as well. Now, as I told you before I relinquish my information, I am going to go over this paperwork.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay? Which of course is not in order.
As she reads off a paper she printed off the internet, more than likely.
I promise this was in order when I put it in. Oh, come on.
211, we're good for.
So, as you're asking me for my driver's license, I do want you to know it's the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon by horse-drawn carriage, wagon, or automobile.
I'm very familiar with what you're about to read.
May be permitted or
That cop's heard it all before. He knows what's up.
it will, but a common right which he has under his right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Ma'am, this has
Under
already been
constitutional
been squashed in the U.S.
one
Supreme
may,
Court. So
therefore, under normal conditions, travel at his inclination along the public highways or in public places, and while conducting himself in an orderly and decent manner, neither interfering with nor disturbing another's rights, he will be protected, not only in his person, but in his safe conduct. And I can give you where to find that if you would like.
man, we don't need to. The U.S. Supreme Court has already squashed that. So you do.
No, the U.S. Supreme Court has not.
Yes, they have, and you do have a right to travel. You have a right to travel by your feet or your horse, but you have to have a driver's license if you're gonna.
Yes, he is definitely correct about that. You have a right to travel, but there are rules and regulations when it comes to different methods of travel. And I would actually argue that some methods of travel are privileges and not rights. Like driving. Driving is a privilege. You have to have a license and obey traffic laws in order to drive. I can walk somewhere, I can ride a bike, I can skateboard somewhere, I can use public transportation, but all those methods of transportation have rules I have to follow to some degree or another. If I get on public transportation, I can't just act however I want. There's a set of rules that I have to follow. If I ride my bike or skateboard, there's limitations where I could ride those things. Like some places I wouldn't be able to ride on a sidewalk, or I just definitely can't go riding down the interstate with one of those.
Okay, we can argue this later. So you need to provide the officer with your driver's license, or you will be arrested for failure to carry and present.
For what crime?
Failed to carry and present a driver's license. That's a Class C misdemeanor in the state of Oregon.
Without a crime, it is not a failure.
Okay, you have to let go of it. You have to present it to him.
Why do I have to let go of it? I presented it. He can see it.
Okay.
Do you have a concealed handgun license with you?
No,
Do you have an insurance for the vehicle?
not required.
Okay.
Whether you feel
According to my papers that I printed off the internet.
required or not, do you have insurance information? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Do you have registration information? Whether it's required in your opinion or not, do you have
I don't know if it's here or not.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be back.
So, ma'am, here's the deal. If you believe that this is part of your right to travel, this isn't the place to argue that. Okay? That's why they have a court of law.
Yep, that is true. Court is a place to argue these things, not the streets, okay?
You mean another waste of my time?
Okay, well, you're.
That is exactly why the Constitution guarantees us a right to a fair trial. We have due process here in this country for a good reason. That is one of the rights guaranteed in the Constitution that you supposedly know all about and care a lot about.
Citing what you think's a part of the Constitution, and so if it's constitutionally sound, that's what a court's for, and that's why there's appeals processes.
Exactly. That cop is hitting the nail on the head. He has done his homework, and he's probably been around the block when it comes to these people. He's probably pulled over like 10 of them a day or something.
You don't like the original court ruling.
Let's see, because video is like 50 minutes long or something.
With that, but I guess it depends how this is going to go.
Let's see what's going to happen here. This could get interesting.
Confirm with dispatch that she doesn't have a CCW, and see what see if she's a convicted felon.
On the approach, how do you guys get along? Her and I are not getting along.
I mean,
If you guys are getting along so-so, then I'll have you probably talk to her.
that good as you. She's rolling up her windows now. I'm gonna shut my hood just in case she takes off.
How's that? You can turn that volume up if you need.
So it turns out she doesn't have a CCW. But they're trying to find out if she's a felon or not.
Suspect in a theft, mentioned in a sex crime, cited for.
What's the weapon law? Oh, that's just a mention.
That's been mentioned quite a few times.
After that.
32 on stakes. And the serial number on the gun is returning at 1221, and I am not seeing a valid DHL.
Were you able to hear me when I first contacted you?
It's all static. I mean, I knew you guys were.
Her name's Gina. Okay. Oh, you want me to try?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Gina. So this is the deal, okay? I need you to step out of the vehicle because you're being placed under arrest for carrying a concealed firearm.
You're placing me under arrest for a concealed firearm.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask what led you to that decision?
Okay, well, you're carrying a concealed firearm, and that's a crime in Oregon.
Ma'am, do you recall I asked you if that was a gun underneath your jacket?
And I said yes.
Okay, so by me not being able to tell whether it was a gun or not, it was not in open plain view, right? Okay, so it would have been concealed if I can't tell that it's a gun.
You could obviously see the butt of it.
If you got your sweatshirt covering that gun, it's concealed. An open carry is open carry, nothing obstructing the firearm or the holster that it's in.
So had it been on the dash or like flat on the passenger seat,
Or had it been on your side without a sweatshirt covering it, that's not concealed. But you have it under clothing,
so
that's
now you
concealed.
guys want to nitpick.
and additionally, it's also a crime to present me with a driver's license knowing that it's suspended. I see you were convicted of driving while suspended in December, late December of 2021, which was only a few months ago. Additionally, you haven't been reinstated at all since then, so there's a pretty good...
Oh wow, not only does she not have a CCW, she has a suspended license. Lovely. Like her attitude.
explanation that you knew you were suspended and knew that license was not valid. That's also a crime in the state of Oregon.
You're making assumptions.
No, that's...
You're making assumptions.
Oh, as far as your knowledge
You're
of that?
assuming whether I knew or did not know.
Right, I never said I knew for a fact. Okay, I'm not in your mind, I can't know that. But there's pretty good evidence to show that you likely knew. But additionally from that, for the concealed firearm, yes, you are under arrest. So we just need you to step out. We don't want it to be incident or anything. Just ask you to step out and face the panel up there for us, please.
So, maybe like I explained to you, this isn't the place to argue. That just makes things worse. That's why there's court.
Yeah, you guys looked for the most petty thing that you could to arrest me for.
Okay, well, we didn't
And
look
I'm
for
willing
it.
to bet that in the process, you guys have got a whole lot of other things going on. So before we jump to that, I'd like to know what I was pulled over for.
I told you, you're stopped for expired tires. Okay, additionally, the registered owner of the vehicle is suspended. It appeared to look similar to you based off the picture I pulled up before I stopped you. But in and of itself, I can stop you if the registered owner of the vehicle is suspended the description would match. Additionally, you have a light housing on the back too that's broken. I didn't notify you that that's why I stopped you, because I was primarily just stopping you for the tag. But, I mean, we can point at things, but I don't want to nitpick with you. I don't want to argue with you. Okay, this is kind of what we're going to do. You're obviously very familiar with the courts. You referenced the Supreme Court earlier in the stop. Okay, so you know that that's the place to argue this stuff. So at this point, that's why you're under arrest. Okay, so we're going to ask that you step out. We don't want an argument with you. We don't want any
So what are you
altercation.
going to do with my car?
So your car, so you were convicted of driving while suspended recently. So
You have no insurance on the vehicle.
You guys have no legal right to tow it.
Okay, again, you can argue that in court.
No insurance, too. Lovely. Lovely.
But I'm talking to you now.
Okay, this isn't the place for these arguments, okay, ma'am? So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and step out of the vehicle, and if you refuse
I will
to...
step
okay.
out of the vehicle. However, the U.S. Supreme Court has already ruled that a vehicle is a household effect.
Okay.
Therefore, you have no right to tow it.
Okay. Again, you can argue that in court. You can argue that. You can file lawsuits. You can do what you like.
So,
Okay.
in other words, what you're saying, Chief, is that you don't care
get him on the camera.
that you are stomping all over my
Okay.
constitutional rights.
What I
Yeah, she didn't make sure that camera was pointed right on that officer.
about is this is my job. Okay. I am educated and I'm informed and I get the training on laws and court rulings.
But that does not
Okay.
mean that you know all the laws.
Okay.
And that does not mean that you are kept up to date
Right.
on the U.S. Supreme Court's rulings.
Right. So I'm pretty kept up to date. And again, if
I've done my
I'm wrong,
research.
I'll eat crow later. Okay. But this isn't the
Eating
place
crow
for it.
later is not going to help me.
Okay. Well, it might. So, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead and step out of the
In the
vehicle. You are under
meantime,
arrest.
you guys are taking something that you have no legal
All
right to take.
Again, not the place for the argument.
I have not even said that I'm going to tow it yet, but we need you to step out now so we can get you in custody safely, and then we'll go from there. So please face that way. Face that way, and put your hands behind your back.
Ow!
Okay.
Would you please
Do you need
be
2 sets of
gentle?
cuffs?
I have a right shoulder injury, so
Chief,
please
you hold
be
this
gentle.
on. We'll put 2 sets of cuffs on.
And please do not pull my arms out.
We're going to do our very best. I'm only limited by these 2 cuffs.
Too high.
It'd be a little better if you were able to hold a little more still.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm not standing still enough for you. I'm a little bit scared.
Real quick, ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to have an attorney present while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at no expense. Do you understand those rights, ma'am?
I'm pleading with this.
Okay. 30 till then.
Alright, let's see how it happens over here.
Bryson, his neighbor.
Okay. Are you still living at the Candyville address that's on your license? I'm only asking because I'm trying to think about how long it's going to take somebody to get here.
They're trying to get someone to take her car or tow her car. Do something with their car. It's kind of boring.
Middle bottom.
This one?
Yeah, above the, yep, there you go. And give it just a minute to, okay, it's on. And then, yep, and then try Bryson again.
So, ma'am, I have this bag here. It's going to be for your property having a person that's not staying with me. This is just so I can collect all your stuff.
Is there a speakerphone or?
Bryson? Hey, I need you to get over to Myrtle Creek so that you can drive my car home.
Right next to the swimming pool.
Ask, Corey and Cassidy.
Gotcha. I was just curious if she had any previous, like, firearm convictions for carrying concealed. And, and when was that? 2001. Okay, perfect. All right.
So apparently she's had another carrying concealed violation. Let's see what happens here. Turns out this lady has quite the rap sheet. Weapons violations, child neglect, driving on a suspended license. A couple times before then, actually. 9 times out of 10, these sovereign citizens, they have a record. It's not their first rodeo with the cops. And they use their sovereign citizen beliefs to get away with it. Well, that's enough of me taking pleasure in other people's stupidity today. I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to smile and stay positive.